they took me into this wee room and they told me that the cells from lymph nodes, there were cancer cells there. And then Chris asked, well, could it be benign? And they were like, no, this is the diagnosis, it's cancer. And I think it's important to let them see that I'm not doing well, and it's totally normal for you not to do well whenever you hear this kind of stuff. And I know that everybody says to stay positive, but it's just such a different thing whenever this is happening to you. You keep hearing that it's the most wonderful time of the year, Chin getting played on TV, and it's just not. Whenever you find out that there's something growing inside you that could kill you, you just want to go out and see trees and sun and air and just all the things that you mightn't be that lucky enough to see after a while. The tumour is 2 centimetres long. They've seen it in the cancer in 2 of my lymph nodes. 2 of them are looking quite dodgy. I was told that it was grade 1. The most touching thing, you know? Like someone I've never even met before. We've spoken and everything. We're on a stream team together. Darth has supported me since I started my Twitch channel. And I just asked her so it hasn't spread then, and she said, well, I'm not really meant to tell you this, but no. It's like the best. The best news. And all of the prayers have worked. And you raise money for the cancer charity by doing this race. And Darth surprised me and said that he was going to do it. He's going to do it with his daughters, and asked whether it was okay if he had my name on his back because he wants to race for me. They would numb me up with lidocaine. They made the wee hole and went in, and the lidocaine was fine at first, but after it had been in me for a bit, whatever vein they were in shrank down to nothing. So I had to basically go through having a PICC line placed 3 times. Now, I don't mean like threaded through and up into my chest and stuff. I mean, they tried to get it in to 3 different veins, and as they were getting in, the vein just shrank. And then I ran my hand through my hair and an entire handful come out. And they've just been all over the place all day.
It'll be easier for you to get a little tiny for you.
I was neutropenic, and I also had sepsis. So basically, like, my white blood cells had tanked, so had my neutrophils. I don't even know what they do, but they were really low, and my markers for infection were pretty high. She ended up pulling the PICC line out by like 2 odd centimeters. Her gloves were getting stuck to the clip. My PICC line goes down my arm, so it's facing towards my elbow. For some reason, she decided to spin it up towards my head. Then the other nurse gasped and told her, no, put that back down, that line isn't meant to move. Again, at this stage, the PICC line is already massively out of my arm. They then dressed it. The dressing went to about a half a centimetre above where the actual line goes into my arm, which is no good. Whenever they were taking the old dressing off, they ripped off my skin, which started to bleed. Didn't bother putting any gauze on top of it, just put a sticky bandage over the top of it, onto broken skin. Then the bandage, the fresh dressing that I already put on, started to come off whenever I was sitting there. I'm like, this is already coming off and it's too close to the edge. So they just put another one over the top. everything went wrong. I got stressed out. I ended up crying my eyes out whenever I get into the house. I'm like, did they just see me coming and go, whose mind isn't on the job today? Who's the least competent person here? Give her to her. It feels like I was very naive going into cancer treatment, as I feel probably most people are. You know, you're always expecting the treatment to be like the main cause of your ailments and, you know, not feeling well and everything. I never once factored in how all of the side effects and different ailments that you get that are probably brought on by the chemotherapy would factor in. My first my brain, okay? And when I tell you, it was like walking in, whenever I was called in, it was like walking into the spa from hell. You have no idea. And I'm not meaning that in a nasty way. But there were spa beds everywhere. The woman facing me was having aromatherapy and the rest of us are all getting pumped full of poison. There was another nurse going round with hot dogs and soup and stuff. It was just so surreal. It's not what I expected at all. The different stages of it coming out, it seemed to go like round the sides of my head first, and then the back, and now the top, and I look like some geography teacher because I'm like bald the whole way round here, but I've still like a patch of hair running around here. This is not exactly the most flattering angle, and you can see all of my double chins. This is my drain bag, and this drain tube just goes on for days. Like, sorry if this is a bit too much because there's shit in it. Not shit, but you know what I mean? Like actual fluid and stuff. On by the chemotherapy. The chemotherapy would factor in. So whenever they told me my treatment plan, I'm like, great, be done by chemo by the end of the May, or by the, right. I'm sitting outside getting ready to go in for my last chemo. I told you that I would bring you guys with me, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you so much. Yay. Yay. I thought we were